Hello and good day, everyone. So today we will be moving forward to our new lesson for our week 6 and 7 regarding the Python programming language. So that would be on the try, except, and the OOP or object-oriented programming. So here you will learn here how to create and somehow understand how the try and except, pero sa Java and the other programming language they call it try and catch, no, but here in Python programming language we call it try and then except, no, ang iyang approach siya. So let's differentiate it on the basis of doing it on the Python, no? So the objectives of this lesson is to first we will understand first the try and accept, sorry, it's not try and accept, the exception handling, no, what are the different error handling with regards to our program, the very importance of using the try and accept or try and catch on Java or any other programming language is to somehow to avoid the program crashes on your system. When you say crashes, arang nagaano ba lang, when you try to um, give some input, invalid input, it will automatically somehow create an error, no? Which is supposed to be, we need to avoid those kinds of scenario nga makita gid nga naga-crash gid ang imo nga system once you input invalid data on your program during execution. So that's why we use the try and except or try and catch in any other programming language. Also, we will discuss the object-oriented in programming in Python. No? No, same in Japan on in Java and any other that handles OOP approach or method para makakreate ka sang mga reusable and at the same time um, optimization of your program. So we call it on the OOP, there are four branches of it. We have the encapsulation, polymorphism, inheritance, and the abstraction. Okay, so we will understand the importance of the different branches of the OOP. Hmm? And then lastly, we will be also discussing on how to integrate all of the classes, just like you're combining all of the module or packages in one particular Python file. So let's say, for example, if you have the three different operation or processes on one particular main Python file. So meaning there are three particular process in such one main Python file. Naduwa mo ng atong external process. Okay? Now first, what is a try and except? So in Python, try and except are used to make an exception by dealing with the error handling. So this will allow you to program to continue running even if there is an error occur. No? So just imagine when you are trying to input a program. So let's say, for example, I have this example. This is a program without an exception or try and except. No? So let's say we have here. When you try to run it, okay, you will input a number. If your data is a number or any particular number are being stored to a particular input, so there's no problem at all, no, right? So however, when you try to input an invalid data, let's say you input any of the letter, you know, from the input. So if you try to observe, so this is what I'm talking about with regards to your program will automatically crash, which is supposed to be not the instance of a good practice with regards to making a program in or in any other programming languages, no, not only in Python but also in C and C++. So that's the that's the scenario that we need to avoid, as much as possible. We need to avoid this kind of practice, that we need to somehow deal with the error, no? So meaning, even there is an error, no? So let's say there is an invalid data, even though you input an invalid data here, this kind of notification should not be displayed. Now, instead of doing this, so we will be using the try and catch for try and accept, so that we will avoid this kind of program crash during your execution, no? So I will just comment this one first. So by the way, the multiple comment, no, is the triple quote, no, so that we can have our program here to be commented na in multi-line, no? Okay, kung naka hashtag lang, so meaning single line. So if you want it in multiple ways, so you can use your um, triple double quote, so that you can have a multi-line comment. Okay, now so the syntax for your try and accept is syempre you need to declare a keyword, then a colon on it. Then this will be the code that may cause an error. So meaning, this is kung true or false, this is the true, and the false, this is the false. Now the except. The except code runs if there is an error happen during your execution. So that's the syntax. Just like the same on try and catch in Java and any other programming languages with regards to try and catch. Okay, normally we are using try and catch mo. On Python, we use it try and accept. Okay? Now, so example atong bago ko lang kin demonstrate. So we have here to input a number. However, when you try to input different from the other data, so you will be encounter this kind of program crash on your code. Okay? So that's the that's the dilemma of not using the, okay? So this is the result when you have an invalid data, okay, from your program, so meaning create siya ng program crash during your program execution. Now, if you try to put it on a using the try and accept, you try to observe. So when you try to execute this one, on the try, so meaning you need to input a number. However, any invalid data pertaining to your data entry, so it will be automatically divert to accept, so there is an error report, no? So meaning, any data which is not included on our try, automatically it will automatically create a message for an error report, or any statement that you want to pertain to this kind of program. So that's the that's the solution, so that we will need to avoid this kind of this kind of scenario during your program execution. So we will be using the accept, or try and accept, so that we can validate the data and prevent to and preventing our program to crash anytime that there is an invalid data entry. So if you want to specify naman sang handling sang specific error, so you can use the zero division, meaning cannot be divided by zero, or you can use value error. So, meaning mga invalid numbers. No? So, you can do that by doing this. No? Kaya naka-ano naman siya mo, naka pre-entry. Ay siyang 0 divisible by error. So, this is very, no, ng predefined. Kaya nag-0 division error na siya. And we have value error also. So, nasa sa atin na list, no, of the different exception of our error handling with regards to the Python exceptions. Okay, so all you need to do is to experiment and then try the different exception handling with regards to the Python exception. No? So, syempre, ari guys, kung mga malte ang file not found, dapat may kaninga do file handling. So, but anyway, we will have a separate topic on this. So, you can also try may mga example codes mo ko di with regards to the exception. No? So, there is also another one. You're using the else, but still, you will be using the try. Then we have except. And then, ang else naman is the result of whatever data that you are pertaining to. So, meaning, if you try to input a number, if there are a certain exception with regards to the error, so automatically, it will divert from the different exception handling. However, if the data is correct, it will display the result. So, that's the method of using the using else method. Though if else statement. However, this time you will be using the error handling. I mean exception handling with regards to your data entry. Or you can use the finale. Okay, when you say finale, guys, no, provided if there is an error or correct data, error man siya o kung correct data, automatically the finally will always present. When you say, for example, even though there is an error on the data that you have entered, finale is still be there, no, always there for display or prompt naton. Kung wala siyang error, no, after the try, automatically mambal man siya gyapon program is finished or program terminated depending on the statement that you are pertaining to. So example, I have this one, no. Yes, and so the finale, right? So I will just remove the comment here. Okay. So when you try to run the program, so even though there is a correct, no, entry, so it will say program finished or program terminated. Okay. Now, if invalid, say like this, okay, error occurred, still, it will automatically say program is finished. Meaning finale is always present, okay, when you are using the try and except if you are using the so-called finally. Kung sa ano pa, in layman's term, the finale is naka-fix na siyang alaan. Automatically, it will tell you that the program execution is already terminated or the program is already being processed already. Okay? Provided if there is an error occurred or a correct data entry. Okay? So that's the use of the using finale. Or you can use the so-called in file handling. Ari siya ang aton niya ginagamit ni guys, no? So ari siya. So file open na data, may separated guys na topic on this, no? On file handling later on. So the correct and appropriate exception handling is file not found error, meaning pagitaon niyo ni guys sa d data txt ang inyong data.txt sa inyong drive B. Na kung may makita siya, meaning it will say finally closing program. Kung wala siya may makita, mambal siya file na, it will display file not found closing program. Okay? So example, sa ito ning ginhimo na nato, no? Ay siya. So let's say for example, I will be removing this common. Okay? So, on my part, tigil nag-create ko ni data. So, syempre, mambal siya, file not found. Ay, wala. So, D, no? Sorry. I thought nag-create ko eh. So, sa D, then we have data.txt. Okay, wala naman sa data, no? So, ano ko na lang. So, example, mabuta mo data. Okay? So, may tayo to run it. So, D slash data. So, we have D slash data. So, may tayo to run it. Ayan. So, amo ni ang contents ng ako niya drive D. Mga data. Okay? Because there is a presence of the data.txt. However, if, for example, if I rename it again into change ko lang liwat into boot, then you try to run it again, it will tell you file not found. Syempre kay gin-rename ko to ang data.txt. So that's the end. But anyhow, we will have a separate lesson on this part. Okay? So at least you know what is the file handling on the Python programming. So sa Java medyo lawig ang iyang code sa ganay, no? But here in Python, I'm just amazed nga ang mula niya kalaba ang iyang code. Very katama, very summarized and at the same time very lipot ang iyang na coding, no? So example, we have also the menu program, no? Let's say for example, we have while true. Okay, so example, we will be using while loop, no? So every time that our program is not pressing the letter N, so automatically it will just make an input every time you have a certain process of a number. So example, okay, so when you try to run the program, so input number, let's say yes, no lang, sorry, yes gali, okay. If you try to look at, there is another data for you to have an answer, no? Each and every time that you have say yes or small letter y or capital letter Y, so it will ask you to accept another number until such time that you will say no to try again. So that's the use of using the menu program while being used by the so-called exception error and zero division the error. Okay, so this you have another example of it. Okay, so next is using raise. Si raise naman, is different, no? Instead of using the this one, try and then accept, you can use your own user defined value error if you want to have another way of doing it other way around instead of using those predefined exception. But normally doon mo naman yung ginagamit but if you want to make your own, so you can use your raise, no, value error. So but try to observe, even though you declare the so-called raise keyword, you will be also using the so-called value error on the exception handling. But the difference is when naka mo gagamit sang try and then accept na in doing such a thing. Correct mo na siya gyapon. But the best practice on on error handling or exception handling is syempre magamit ka mo yasang try and then accept. That's the that's very a good practice in programming with regards to the exception handling. That's it's a good practice. Aresal dam mo lang siya guys kung if you want if you want i very simple and understandable or make it more straightforward coding. But in a more complex one, especially when you are handling multiple conditions, multiple loops, that inside your try and then the catch, or within the loop, there is a try and then the except, you know. So, it is not advisable for you to use the race always. No? Again, this is an optional, not necessarily that you are going to use the race always. No, this is an optional. At least you have an option if you have to. No? So let's proceed to the object-oriented programming. No? So we are finished with the try and then except. Again, you just try all of the codes that we have since I already tried that on this file. So meaning all of them are working properly. So let's proceed to the object-oriented programming. So when you say OOP or object-oriented programming, it is where you have to organize your codes or using your object. So that's the nice thing about the OOP. So you can do it uh, organizedly with regards to your using your code and then your object. So since ang OOP is composed of the different classes, the different methods, may constructors pa, and then we have object name. So OOP, it will help us to somehow build and create an organized code with regards to the object name, the methods and constructors that we are going to use each and every time you create an applications or different system. Because right now, nowadays, ang the era of the procedural, siguro nag-exist gyapon ng procedural, especially for those traditional programmers. But nowadays, they introduce the OP so that it will optimize the code that we have na instead of putting it into one particular source code, we can actually break it down into different classes. That's why nag-ano ng taga nagka-call. We're just only calling the classes. We're just only calling the packages of the different source code that can be embedded into one particular code. So later on, you will know what I'm talking about. No? So first, what is the classes and object? And I think you're familiar with it kay nakaagi naman ka mo Java kay Sir Neil Julius, no? So, class guys is like a blueprint or template. No, magsinta nga blueprint do ka ano siya do ka structural, no. So meaning wala pa man siya data, just only creating a structure of it so that later on it will be used no on the source code pero naka-establish lang yung mga objects, no. So an object guys is actual item created from that particular class. Let's say for example a class student. So what is the structural code or blueprint of a student? The student has a name, student has an ID, student has an address, age, and etc. So those are the template with regards to the class. No? Kung sa animal, ano man, no? So animal, ano sa klase ng animal? Like animal has habitat. Kung anong iyang habitat. Kaya for example, pwede siya sa dry, no? Pwede mo siya sa mga wet area. No? Ano siya klase nga animals like amphibians, carnivoro siya bala. So those are the different classes of different animals, no? With regards to the animal naman. Kung sa car amo man, class man we have a class car has a engine number. There is also a model, how they created, the brand, and the different kinds of template that you can perform with regards to the classes. Meaning, every classes that you are declaring, dapat may hala ka lang na sufficient and enough and possible object that you can imply using the class. Okay? So, so example 1 naton, ang student ha. So if you try to observe, we have your diff and you know it already what is diff, right? Agi naman kamo function. However, we are using the double underscore, then we have init or initial or initialize, then another double underscore. Ang self tag guys is the reference of your class student. So meaning naka ano siya dapat naka-declare na siya always. Basta ga-declare ka class, meaning para maka-reference ka sa class, dapat gamit ka self. Okay? Sa Java, we call it this. No? Kung if you're familiar with the with the object oriented in Java, here in OOP we call it self. In Java we call it this. Okay? I think sa C Sharp ang this man ang ginagamit nila. Okay? So let's say for example this name, this course, then this year level. So meaning to say name, course, and then your year level will be the constructor of your class student. Okay? So that's why we have a reference of self is the name, equal to name, and the course is course, then year level, and then year level. Okay? So we just only use the class para ma-reference ta ang aton nga class student. Okay? Sorry. So we have diff display info naman refers to the function that you are calling all of the constructor of the self for the pertaining to the student class. Meaning, when you try to declare self here, automatically all of the um, constructor that pertaining to the self, automatically it will be also encapsulate in one particular um, um, constructor. Okay? So we have here print student name, self.name, course, self.course, and year level. Now, we have here the instantiation of your class. Kaya hindi man ta pwede automatically, no? Just like the concept on Java, you cannot directly use the class student without instantiating the object name. That's why gani object oriented gani. So meaning from the class student, may mga parameters siya nga yes, computer engineering, and then 2. 2 refers to your second year level. Dapat ano lang galing, no? Naka-template na siya nga daan sa imo constructor. That's why as discussed to you on our previous slide is just like a blueprint or template. So meaning naka-template na dapat ang imo nga name, ang course mo, ang year level sa imo man nga mga parameter regarding Reyes, computer engineering 2, computer engineering I mean, and then the 2. So meaning to say naka-interface na sa name, ang course is computer engineering, then second year level. Okay? So, para magamit so that we can use the class student, including also the different parameter of the constructor of the class student. So, we need to instantiate the object name. So, that's why we have student1 or any name that can be replaced on student1 as long as it is related to the program. Okay? So, student1. Then we have student1 dot display info, meaning you are now calling the display info that has the constructor of the self name, course, and year level. So meaning naman display syempre ang Reyes dire, computer engineering sa self course, and then the number 2 here will be displayed on your level. So that's the example of the class student, no? Okay, as the output here of our code on the previous slide. Okay, now so the init method, no, let's break it down. The init method is called automatically when the object is created. So meaning automatically ang aton nga init it is called constructor that can be called to the class object naton. So kung wala sa sang amo ni nga method naton, wala ta constructor. So meaning hindi ta ka-create blueprint kung wala ta sang init method. Okay? So it is commonly used to initialize all of the particular attributes with regards to the object name pertaining to the class. So again, it will call all of the attributes of an object pertaining to the class. Kaya hindi mo na makreate ang init kung wala ka class. Okay? Or class name. Ano yan? Class student, for example. Or class car, class animal, or any other classes that you are going to build or to create a template. As long as there is a constructor with regards to it. Okay? Next to it is the self keyword. Ang self, as I've said a while ago, also known as the reference of the current object. Nakuha naman itong mga object nimo nga perform sa imo nga method nimo, no? Or constructor ta ning perform. So it will allow the class to access its own attribute and method inside the particular constructor pertaining to the class. Again, kaya hindi man gyapon ma-create ang self kung wala man kasang tawag nga constructor pertaining to the class. Okay? No? So example 2, we have phone. Then we have yourself, then we have model. Now we construct the class phone, we have model. Sorry. Then we have diff, we have show model self, meaning we are now getting, no, after we set the class and the constructor, we are now getting the constructor encapsulate on the show model natin nga function so that we can build an output for the model. Then as you have observed, phone1 is equal to phone. The phone is the name of your class. Then class as a parameter of Samsung A15, meaning referring to the model of the self-init pertaining to the class phone. Okay? I think you're very familiar with the Java approach. However, medyo naglain lang galing ang syntaxes with regards to the OOP. Okay? Now, so these are the four main principles of the OOP. The first one is the encapsulation, then the second one is inheritance, polymorphism, and we have the abstraction with regards to the principles of the OOP. Okay. So the first one is the encapsulation. So encapsulation means keeping the data and methods together inside the class. Take note, keeping the data and methods together inside the class. So it also helps to protect the data from being directly changed. So as long as sa sulod sang atong constructor kung nag-ilis ka, automatically should be also change all of them. Okay? Kaya para ma-protect niya kung ano nga mga data ang gintang change nimo, so you cannot actually go directly changing it without any changing also the data and methods together with the class inside your class. So example, so we have your bank account. No? This is the class. Then the constructor is owner and the balance. No? Meaning ang ngalan sa aton nga owner kag ang balance ang owner syempre. Then the encapsulation code here is the balance. No? Kay may double underscore. Okay? Okay? So you will know that you're doing the encapsulation code by placing a double underscore on the on your constructor. If you try to observe on our previous codes, try to observe. So there's no such thing as double underscore from this. Meaning this is just a regular making a constructor from the class student. So when you are doing the encapsulation with regards to your code, so you need to supply the double underscore for the whatever constructor that you're going to apply. So meaning to say this is protected uh, from the data as long as it being encapsulated into one particular constructor. Try to observe. So we have their diff deposit. You have self again because all of the data are being encapsulated into one particular self. Then the amount, try to observe only the amount is being declared. However, if you try to observe, we have here self dot balance. So meaning before we access all of the data with regards to the encapsulation, so still you need to declare the double underscore instead of doing it on the regular manner. Then we have plus equal to the amount. Then we have show balance. Then all of our constructor are being placed into one particular self. Then you may now somehow create the owner and then the self balance, but don't forget to put the double underscore since this is protected by the encapsulation by the double underscore. Then we have here bank account Juan de la Cruz, then the 5,000 pesos. Then we have here account 1 deposit 1.5. Then we have here showing your balance. Okay, so meaning when you try to run the program, so I have here already the encapsulation code. So okay, so we have here the so we have another program I try to observe. So the first is the initial balance of 5,000. From the deposit from the 5,000, it will add another 1.5 from your 5,000. So it will become 6.5 on the balance of Juan de la Cruz. How does it add? Because of this deposit of your balance. So meaning from the actual balance of 5,000, it will add again another balance for a certain amount according to the deposited, which is 215. Okay, so that's the encapsulation code. For the inheritance, so this will allows one class to reuse the attribute and methods of another class naman. So meaning to say it will just inherit what would be the constructor and the continuation of the superclass from the subclasses. So example, so you have here the superclass. Okay. Ang aton nga super naton na from the person superclass and si teacher naman amo naman ang aton nga subclass because you are calling only from the constructor of the self name. Then also the teacher class teacher person also getting the constructor from the class person. So meaning this is our superclass and this is our subclass. Okay. Nag-subclass siya because ang gingamit na naton nga data is came from the superclass person. Okay. And the teacher here will just only inherit what would be the constructor of the superclass person. Meaning, may ka self that name. So, meaning self that name ang gamiton niya. Okay? Pero may lagi saya nga may man niya nga particular value man si superclass person. Si ang ginimo ni class teacher gin-inherit niya lang whatever the constructor of the class person. So meaning dugin dugin adapt niya lang whatever the constructor of the person, class person, then applying it to the class teacher nato. Kaya nag-declare ka daw person ng class nato. Okay? So meaning, hello, my name is self that name. So meaning whatever the name, Mr. Santos. Then print from the teacher naman, class teacher naman, print Mr. Santos is teaching Python programming. So that's the output of it. So I have here already the example of it, demonstration. So but anyhow, so ara naman sa code nyo so you can actually perform it on your own most convenient time. Okay, so we have class student. Yeah, so we have class student. Ay, hindi siya ganun. Sorry. It's not the, ano, that's the previous code style. Okay, ayos siya ganun. Dahil so you have class person, then we have class teacher. So we're in. We use the class person as the superclass, and the subclass from the person, class person, is your class teacher. Because we inherit whatever the constructor came from our class person, which is the name or self that name. So meaning whatever the value of the name, automatically it will inherit the also the class person self that name constructor. Okay, you need to run the program. Okay, so hello, my name is Mr. Santos, and then Mr. Santos is teaching Python programming. Yeah, so that's the ano no, a very simple demonstration of the inheritance. So I hope you get what I'm trying to do right. Huh? I'll just comment it out so that I can come up with another example. Okay. Now, next to it is your polymorphism. So polymorphism means having the same method name but different behavior lang galing. Pareho sila method name yung ginagamit but ang ila lang behavior ang naga-change depending on the object of the class. So example, so we have the class dog, def sound is self. Then print the dog is barking. But same man dyan po niya class, same man yung method which is sound and then the self. However, it will say that the cat is, sounds meow. So meaning dog, the instantiation of the class dog and the instantiation of the cat sound. So meaning dog sound is barking and then cat sound is meow. So that's the very simple and very straightforward classes. So if you try to observe, they have so many, I mean different classes, but they have same method. Try to observe same method, but they're pertaining to the different classes. Okay? Then different instantiation of the object. Hindi pwede nga ang dog cat ng Japon or ang cat mag-dog ng Japon. So it must be assigned to the appropriate excuse me sound or I mean method of the class. Sana ako lagi din dahil. Hindi mo ito nyo ta? Yung kwa mo? Ito lang eh. Ito lang. Ito lang po yung tabalagan. Sana yung tabalagan din. Ito na tabuklaw. Yung kwa mo mo. Ito lang hindi ako. Yang isda niya. Wala ko na lang. Ano po yung po. Hmm? What after that? Ano? Ano? Ano ako ng puno, yung lupain na lang. Photos. Hindi na, pare ba yun? Ano kasi yung lang kasi ano? Yung dapat, yung gamay. Ano yun? Hindi, wala mo lang. Ano? Ano ba na yun? Panang. Ano lang? Sorry. Ano, di ba? Kung ano lang. Meron kita. Kita, ang tayo basta. So next is the abstraction. Okay, so abstraction means hiding unnecessary details and showing only the important features. So by the word abstraction, so it will also means that there are some data that is very crucial. So all you need to do is just displaying the important features of that particular abstraction. So example, when you're dealing with the payment, or may mag ano ka na lang mag deal ka, mag withdraw ka money from a certain ATM, what you can see in front is just the validation of the details with regards to the transaction, but at the back of it, you will not know what's happening at the back of that particular details of your transaction during the withdrawing of your money through the ATM machine. So meaning to say, ang email na makita is just only the interface or what's gonna happen to your account. No, meaning makita mo ang account mo, whatever details with regards to your account, the money, the figures with regards to the account. But on the back of it, dito yung gina-hide what the data it should be with regards to the transaction. So for example, if 5,000, how 5,000 being handled by by those necessary data that you have on the certain ATM account. So meaning, so the back of it, at the back of the transaction with regards to the ATM, so dito yan nag-create ang natawag niya, ginahide niya ng unnecessary details with regards to the features of your abstraction. So gina-abstract niya lang ang kutob lang sang marita as human being, and at the back may yan gini mo ya ginaano niya lang, gina-abstract itong mga data para ma-protect niya ang inyong mga sensitive details with regards to the transaction that you are dealing with every day. So example, I have here, we have from ABC, so that's the package from ABC, and then import, meaning you're importing the particular classes with regards to ABC, which is the abstract method. So you have class payment ABC, this came from your the package. Then we have def self amount, amo nang imo nga gina-perform nga abstraction, meaning when you say self amount, if you try to observe, supposed to be there is a constructors here. No? However, it will say pass, meaning just only getting the class payment with regards to the abstraction of your package ABC. So meaning there's no details regarding whatever amount, whatever constructor that you have with regards to this particular abstract method. Then we have your class Gcash, came from the class payment, which is already hidden by the use of the def pay, which is the amount. Okay. Then we have your Gcash payment, which is the class came from this class ABC, class payment ABC again. Then we have self amount, okay, came from your constructor. But if you try to observe, wala man maging construct because we abstract it. We try to hide some of the details of the ABC. That's the work of the abstraction. Then we have paid amount. Supposed to be meron this self that amount. Supposed to be, if you try to observe from the different examples that we have, excuse me, it should have a constructor here. However, in this part, it's very different because we already hide some of the features of the so-called abstraction. We're just only making an amount using Gcash. Then if you try to observe, Gcash payment, there's no parameter on it. Okay, try to observe, wala ta parameter compared mo sa other, again na may mga tagin butang parameter on it. Okay, payment that pay, ang payment that pay, ari siya. Then ari mo siya. Meaning, area, amo ni ang back nimo, amo ni sa likod, amo ni sa tubang. Nimo. Basta nito ka front end style, and then this is the back end style. So that's the work of the abstraction. So nimo talang gid is to perform the different abstraction method with regards to to the details of the data that you are using, kung ano man ang imong gibutang nga parameters. So if you try to observe, no constructor at all. So imong ta lang yun si imong class G payment, no? Kuhaon ta lang tong imong abstracted method came from the ABC, that's here, and then perform it here. Instead of making a constructor that we have done already on the inheritance and polymorphism and the inheritance polymorphism and inheritance encapsulation. That's the that's the word of it. Okay, so if your Gcash payment, no data at all, but we put pay came from your Gcash payment function, and also the abstraction of the amount also of the payment, which is 500. So meaning paid 500 using Gcash. That's the output of it. Ang output araya sa aton yung front. Ang abstraction ga-execute at the back of the abstraction method. Okay, came from here. Okay, meaning dapat i-declare nyo na yan sa header before ka mag-create some abstraction. Okay, so that's for the abstraction example. Anyway, the code is here, so meaning you just try to experiment if you want to have another example of it, no? So let's proceed on the OP with external classes. So this is the last topic that we have. Okay, so with this external classes, so it connect the internal classes to the main class, and then those external classes must be on the same location. So try to observe, we have here the project example. Ang main classes 1, 2, and 3 must be on the same particular directory. Dapat hindi sila naka-absolute, dapat naka-relative. That's the logic of it. Okay, so example, we have here the voltage pi. Okay, observe. Okay, observe, we have here init. Then we have here the constructor of the voltage, and then the getting the output from the constructor self voltage. So man siya nga ang unit man ni sa guys, no, you can supply any unit of it. You can use volt, you can use voltage or any, pero subong nga akong gamitin is V, stands for voltage, no? One for current, another initial value for the init method, the superclass of the self current, and then getting the output came from your constructor init method. Then lastly, we have resistance, same format ng gyapon. So I think gapalarios na tanan, voltage, current, and resistance. Ang i-change yun lang is only the class, the file name, and the constructors. Syempre the unit itself. And then for the main, naman siya. To observe, we have from voltage, ang pangalan sa aton nga file, import voltage, pangalan naman sa aton nga class. Ano siya? Voltage is the name of the class. Voltage.py, ang small letter is the name of our file. Voltage is the file. Import voltage is the name of the class. Meaning ko akong tututanan ang constructor sang super kag subclasses sang voltage. Okay? So we have here float, input, voltage, and current, and then resistance. And you try to observe, all of the variable are being done according to the input value. All of them are in float data type. Okay, next is the voltage. Okay, nito na ko ang voltage. Nakuha siya sa aton nga voltage ng class. Okay, then we have here V is the parameter of our input value, voltage. Same with the class and the resistance. Then we have your print electrical values. So all we need to do, whatever the computations with regards to a particular value, so automatically it will display here. Voltage that show voltage, current, and resistance. So ito observe, tanan, yung pag-input mo na tanan. No? Meaning, tanan ng mga value ang ipang input mo from resistance, current, and voltage will be displayed here. Okay? If you try to run the program from this one, ay nako di. Again, same location na sila sa project folder, project 1, Python project 1, Python project 1. Then we have the main, current, the resistance, and the voltage. Isa-isa na. Pang-close ko na para hindi ito mabasa. So we have the main, voltage, current, resistance. Tatlo kabilog sa isa lang kapag sa isa lang ka-folder. Okay, must be relative, not absolute. Okay? Kaya ang absolute yan, medyo malaba-laba. And then somehow, the local is not recognizing somehow the absolute. So normally, it is on the relative format. Na? So when you try to run the main, ang i-run niya guys, ang main na, not the voltage, the current, not the resistance. The main, syempre, kaya dito ako muna connect. Na? So we have 220. Current is 1.5. Then ohms is 0.03. Yes. Okay. So electrical values are voltage, current, and resistance. So very straightforward. Okay, all of the codes are here. So all you need to do is to just follow all of the codes that we have here on our slide. So testingin nyo lang guys ang tanan yung mga codes ta. Then if you want to experiment, then experiment if you want to. Or if you have time. Okay? So ara naman sa inyo ang tanan yung code. Okay? Now, study this portion, all of our lesson on the computer workshop 3. Okay? And I will make a exam here nga by batch ta, no? So meaning naka by batch ang aton nga exam that will be next week. Na same with the other subject naton nga under sa ako on the theory database and your HTML. Also same man gyapon nga nga form. Pero naka by batch kita ang aton nga exam. Okay? Just prepare your laptop on or pwede ka makuha lang ko sa Gyro with regards to your to the PC because dapat naka 1:1 yun mo dapat. So gaanta ka mo time limit, then those time must be finished in one exam, and then second batch will be follow after the other batch. Okay? So if you have any questions, you can message me directly in our GC. Okay, thank you guys for listening and for watching this video. So see you on our next pre-recorded video on Turing database and HTML. Thank you so much.